Your liver is begging for help, and these early warning signs prove it. If you ignore it, your body will start breaking down from the inside out. But if you catch it now, you could reverse the damage and start burning fat like you used to. Don't skip this. Your energy, your sleep, and your weight depend on it. Here are the 7 early warning signs of a failing liver. These are red flags. Number 1, unexplained fatigue. If you're constantly tired, even after a full night of sleep, your liver may be struggling to convert stored sugar in your glycogen stores into energy. When this happens, toxins build up in the bloodstream, forcing your body to work harder and feel drained. So this fatigue could come after meals. It could just hit you in the middle of nowhere, but this is something that is not normal, although common when the liver is failing. The second warning sign is that your belly fat won't budge. Your liver is not just a master detoxification organ, it's also a very important fat loss organ. A sluggish liver promotes insulin resistance, which causes your body to produce more insulin, which at the end of the day causes more fat storage. So if you've tried everything, but the belly fat keeps growing, this could be your liver waving a giant red flag. The third early warning sign are skin issues and even constant itching, breakouts, rashes, itchy skin, and even spider veins, often traced back to something called impaired bile flow. Your liver has many roles. I call it the MVP organ in my latest book, Metabolic Freedom. One of those roles is to produce bile, B-I-L-E. Bile is a green substance that breaks down dietary fat. These very important fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, which when broken down and assimilated are sent to your cells in your mitochondria for energy. When that happens properly, you produce energy, you burn fat, you feel amazing. But so many people have a backed up, sluggish liver. The scientific term for this is hepatic biliary sludge. This is when the bile is now thick and sludgy. And when you eat food, especially food with fat, you're not producing healthy bile to break it down. So what happens is you're not absorbing those nutrients. And it actually shows up in skin issues, spider veins, itchiness, rashes, breakouts. A lot of people think it's the gallbladder that produces the bile, but it's not. The liver produces the bile. The gallbladder is a storage house for that bile. So when your liver cannot break down fatty acids properly and cannot detoxify properly, what happens? The body needs to flush out these toxins somehow, and they exit through your skin. We'll call your skin your second liver, and that could trigger those skin issues. The fourth early warning sign is going to be brain fog and mood swings. The liver regulates ammonia and hormone balance. When the liver is overloaded, toxins can cross this blood-brain barrier, reach your brain, impairing focus and mood. This can actually trigger some subtle symptoms that you probably are not aware are connected to your liver, such as anxiety, irritability, or even forgetfulness are all signs that your liver is struggling. The fifth early warning sign are frequent digestive issues. Bloating, nausea, constipation, but even more common than all of those are going to be intolerance to fatty foods, meaning diarrhea, loose stools, and you could actually visibly see fat in your stool, these fatty streaks. Hey, that's a sign that your liver is not producing healthy bile to break down the fat and absorb those nutrients. Without healthy bile production, fat digestion slows and toxins linger. Now, a little bit later in this lesson, I'll share with you the best ways to support your liver and bile flow, so stick with me here. But let's continue with these early warning signs. The sixth early warning sign is going to be yellowish eyes or skin. This could also be something called jaundice. Even a faint yellowish tint to your eyes can indicate bilirubin buildup. This is actually your liver screaming for help before it progresses into full-blown jaundice, which is a serious condition. And the seventh warning sign, early warning sign, is going to be poor sleep and even night sweats. Your liver is most active between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Chinese medicine calls this liver time. This is when your liver is very active at dumping bile, detoxifying the body, and getting rid of junk, toxins. So if you wake up every night or most nights between 2 and 4 a.m. feeling wired and tired, Maybe you feel restless or you're sweating. This is because your liver is having to work overtime during liver time. Now, before we get to the best solutions to support your liver and get rid of all these symptoms, we first need to remove what has caused your liver to be sluggish. These are the top 5 things that destroy your liver. Then I'll give you the top things to support your liver. Number 1, it's going to be inflammatory fats. These are fats that are oxidized when they're produced and we consume them, and they enter your liver cells within hours after consuming them, and they stay there for years, creating destruction of the mitochondria within the liver cells, inflammation within the cell membrane of the liver cells. They're a big issue. And unfortunately, these fats are in 80% of the food supply in the United States. They're called vegetable oils or seed oils. Here's an entire list of 8 of them with a shocking number 9 that you want to remove to support your liver. We have canola, corn, and cottonseed oil. Now, canola oil is called rapeseed oil in the UK. Then we have sunflower, soybean, safflower oil. Then we have rice bran oil and grapeseed oil. We want to remove these bad fats. The surprising bad fat that you might be consuming, destroying your liver, is fish oil. Fish oil is rancid. It is inflammatory. It is unstable. Instead of fish oil, eat the actual fish. Now, when I get to the solutions, I'll share which fats to replace those bad fats with, but let's stick with the problems here. The second reason why your liver is failing is a fructose overload. Fructose is a type of sugar. At least 90% of it is metabolized by your liver. And you're going to find fructose in, of course, high fructose corn syrup, so sodas and beverages. You're also going to find it in fruit juices and smoothies, which is a shocking fact to many people, that if your liver is struggling, you don't want to consume fruit juice and smoothies. It's a concentrated dose of fructose, leading to fatty liver disease. And even fruit in excess can be an issue as well if you have a liver problem. The third thing destroying your liver is the obvious one: alcohol. Every single sip of alcohol is a poison to your body. It kills brain cells, and guess what? All of these amazing processes that are happening throughout your body, burning fat, producing ketones, breaking down stored sugar, detoxifying, all of that is stalled when you consume alcohol, because your body has to prioritize the toxin you just ingested, which is the alcohol. So even if it's just a glass of wine every night or every once in a while, that can be a problem. So you might want to eliminate alcohol altogether. I personally have not had a sip of alcohol in close to 10 years. The fourth thing destroying your liver is over-the-counter medications. Tylenol, Aleve. So many people pop these whenever they have a slight headache, whenever they feel off some joint pain. And look, it's actually the number 1 cause for acute liver failure, the overconsumption of these over-the-counter medications. So if you want an anti-inflammatory that's not toxic to your liver, maybe consider high-quality turmeric. Maybe consider a supplement that has healthy fats in it. Maybe consider collagen. The fifth thing destroying your liver is glyphosate and pesticides in non-organic foods, especially foods like corn, soy, and wheat, and even coffee. If coffee is not organic, can be a problem. Glyphosate is mitochondrial poison, and it damages the mitochondria within your liver, triggers fatty liver disease, inflammation of the liver. It's a big problem. So eat organic as much as possible, non-GMO as much as possible. And coffee can actually be great for your liver as long as it's coffee that's organic and tested for contaminants. So I'm actually drinking my morning cup of coffee here, and I get my coffee from Purity Coffee, ketocampcoffee.com. Use the coupon code KETOCAMP for 15% off. We'll drop that link down below. Now let's get to the best ways to support that MVP organ, your liver. So number 1 is going to be to replace those vegetables and seed oils that I mentioned earlier with the following healthy fats that support your liver, lower inflammation, and help you burn fat. These are going to be saturated fats and monounsaturated fats. So write these down. We have coconut oil, butter, ghee, beef tallow, duck fat, and lard, if you could find lard from a healthy source. Then we have the monounsaturated fats that are great for salad dressings and dips. These are going to be olive oil and avocado oil. Second thing you want to do to support the liver is to prioritize protein, high quality protein. You see, the liver needs essential amino acids to function properly: glycine, taurine, methionine, leucine, and it helps the liver detoxify when you get these essential amino acids. So you want to consume the following healthy protein sources to give your liver those building blocks to detoxify: high quality bone broth, high quality collagen, eggs with the yolk, grass-fed beef, incredible. So add that to your dietary mix and you're going to support the liver. The third thing you want to do, and I talk about this throughout my latest book, Metabolic Freedom, is to eat bitter-rich foods and sulfur-rich foods. The bitterness of these certain foods I'll give you a list for in a second. Support that liver or stimulate that liver to produce bile. And the sulfur-rich foods also do the same thing and also help with detoxification. So these are a list of my favorite liver-boosting foods. Eat them on a frequent basis. We have arugula. We have milk thistle or milk thistle tea, ginger or ginger tea, lemons and limes. A little hack for you, squeeze lemon or lime in a cup of water and drink that every day, or even squeeze the lemon or lime over your protein source, great for the liver. Radishes, radicchio, organic coffee, like the one I mentioned earlier from Purity Coffee. And then we have these sulfur-rich foods like onions and garlic, and even cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and things like Brussels sprout, cauliflower help these detox pathways within your liver. The fourth way to support the liver is to support its bile flow by consuming the following ingredients. Apple cider vinegar is amazing for the liver. It's also a bitter. It also has acetic acid, great for the gut. So you want to consume about 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, dilute it with a cup of water 30 minutes before your biggest meal of the day. You could also combine this by going for a walk after your biggest meal of the day to stimulate bile movement as well. The fifth way to support the liver is to leverage what I call ancient healing strategies, ketosis and fasting. That's chapter 7 and chapter 8 in Metabolic Freedom. Ketosis is one of the best metabolic processes to enter, where it's anti-inflammatory. It helps the liver produce glutathione. And you pair that with fasting, oh my gosh, it is incredible for the liver. When you fast, you start to pull fat from your liver. You start to increase ketones. You give your digestive system a complete break. There's different ways to practice fasting. There's an 18 daily fast, a 24-hour weekly fast. Heck, you could throw in longer fasts like 36 hours or 100 hours as you get more familiar with fasting. But the reason why so many, I didn't mention this earlier with the causes, but the reason why so many people have a backed up liver is the snacking and the grazing. So a good first start for you here, if you're scared about fasting, is to just have 3 meals a day, no snacking in between. And then over time, condense the 3 meals over maybe a 12-hour period to like a 6 to 8 hour window. And that will get you amazing results. The sixth way to support your liver is through sweating, through sauna and exercise. All right, sauna. Infrared sauna, dry sauna, steam sauna, any kind of sauna that forces your body to sweat, incredible for the liver, especially if you take a binder like 30 to 40 minutes before you go into that sauna, but you don't have to, you'll still get benefits. And then exercising and sweating, it's just a great way to detox, support the liver. So I personally aim to get about 150 minutes of sauna time every 7 days, every week. That's a good goal for you, but in general, you want to sweat, get outside, sweat your butt off. That helps support detoxification so your liver doesn't have to do as much. And the seventh way to support your liver is with key supplementation. There are 2 incredible supplements that support your liver like nothing else. TUDCA, which is a powerful nutrient for your liver, TUDCA, and phosphatidylcholine, we're going to call PC. TUDCA protects your bile ducts and supports liver repair. Choline, which is in phosphatidylcholine, is one of the most important, powerful nutrients for the liver. So I would recommend getting Body Bio TUDCA and Body Bio PC oil. If you have that in your budget to get some supplements, those would be the 2 that I would recommend for your liver. Great news is that I have a 15% off coupon code for both those products, which I'll drop down below in the notes. Now, before I get to your questions you submitted on this topic, I also want to give you a 30-day guide, a free 30-day guide to erase visceral fat, melt visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat around your organs, including your liver. And I have a comprehensive, complete 30-day guide that will help you pull fat from your liver. It takes what you just learned today and it puts it into a step-by-step system. So I want to give you this free ebook. If you're watching on YouTube, just simply grab your phone and scan the QR code on the screen. Or if you're watching on your phone, just go to targetbellyfat.com. Or if you're listening on the podcast, targetbellyfat.com. We will also drop that link right below in the podcast notes. Also, I'm doing a speaking tour for my latest book, Metabolic Freedom. I'd love to see you in person. I'm doing keynotes all across the US, the Middle East. We're also doing book signings and meet and greets. If you go to benazadi.com/events, you could see where I'm speaking at next. Now let's get to your questions. How long does it actually take for the liver to heal once I start making changes? You know, the liver is one of those incredible organs. Yeah, I'm going to give you a crazy analogy. The other day, I came into my office here, and right behind me, you could kind of see there's a window there. There was a lizard, and I don't want to kill the lizard. I always want to just escort it out of the office and put it outside. Ideally, that's the situation I want to do. Ideally, that's the situation that I'd like to achieve. I don't want to kill the lizard. So I was trying to corral this lizard with a napkin, and unfortunately, its tail got cut off as I was grabbing it. Now, he survived, and I let him go outside, but the tail was still there and it was moving around. But the reason I bring this up is because that tail will grow back, which is pretty incredible. Your liver is like that lizard tail. You could lose up to 90% of your liver, meaning 90% of it could be removed through surgery, and it'll regrow. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I say that because not that I want you to remove 90% of your liver. I say that because you're going to notice changes within days and weeks. The liver cells are constantly regenerating, so just stick with the game plan. In just a matter of weeks, you'll notice huge changes. What specific blood tests should I ask my doctor to check for my liver health? Well, there's blood work that looks at liver enzymes. You have ALT, AST, and GGT. Get those done. And I would also suggest doing an ultrasound to really see what's going on with your liver. Those are the best tests to get done. Can a fatty liver ever fully reverse, or is the damage permanent? I just mentioned how incredible the liver is. It can fully reverse. You got this. Can improving liver health also clear up skin issues like acne or eczema? Yes, in most cases, you will notice a huge difference with skin issues. There you have it. Apply what you just learned. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you want to learn more about how to practice these longer fasts to really pull fat from your liver and heal your body, I published a recent video on a 72-hour timeline. What happens when you go without food for 72 hours? It's pretty remarkable. Here's a clip from that lesson, and then click the video on the screen, and I'll see you in that next lesson. Your doctor will never tell you this. Once we get to that 3-day mark, you will not believe what happens at the 72-hour mark of a fast. It's absolutely shocking and unbelievable. What to consume during the fast, which liquids, supplements, who should not do this fast, how to work your way to this fast, and how to break this fast. Now let's jump into the timeline.